What is going on, people in the internet machine? Chris Miller got another pickups video for you. Just first and foremost, if you guys haven't seen, I've started to branch out a little bit, started to try some different things. So down below the pickup videos, I'm starting to do like let's play the classics and things like that. But I also added another section this week. It's funny, YouTube time, right? By the time you're seeing this, it's like 2 weeks later. But this week I posted like another section called Odds and Ends, and from now on, that's where we'll post all of our challenge videos and things like that. Anything just kind of that's an odd or an end. But okay, so we'll get into it. We got a bunch of Craigslist pickups this week. We got an amazing mystery box, as you saw in the thumbnail. We did a trade with Gamer John, so we got a lot to get to. But first, I do want to talk about Craigslist deal, man. Now, I typically don't have a lot of Craigslist deals that go wrong. Usually, we meet up and I get money and they get an item, or vice versa, and everybody goes home happy. But this week, I sold one of those GameCubes that we picked up, in an earlier episode. So, guy emails me. He's like, "Yeah, what time can we meet up?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, the earlier the better." And he's like, "Well, I get off work at 8:15." And I said, "Well, why don't we meet at this McDonald's, at 8:30?" And it's like 20 minutes away from his house and about 25 minutes away from my house. So it's basically halfway. And he goes, "Well, I don't know if I can get there that early. How about we make it 9?" Okay. So he picked the time. He agreed to the spot and picked the time. So I get there early, like, 8:30, because there's a McDonald's there, and who doesn't like McDonald's breakfast? So I text him and I say, "Hey, man, just to let you know I'm here." Gave him my car description, whatever. And he texts me back and he goes, "Hey, no problem, cool, I'll be there. I got to stop by the bank first or whatever." I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there, and remember, this is like 8:30, and he's like 20 minutes away. So even if he left his house at that moment, he would still be there with 10 minutes to spare. So 8:50 rolls around. It's like 8:57 now, and he calls me. This guy calls me, and he goes, "Hey, I'm just leaving the house now, so it'll be about 22 minutes or so before I get there." And I'm like, "Come on, man." So I sat there and I waited another 20 minutes while we got there. He gave me the money or what? He gave me the $30 for one of those GameCubes, and I left. But it's one of those things where, where's the etiquette, man? You pick the spot and you pick the time. Your ass should be there when you say that you're going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, that is exactly why when I do Craigslist deals, I do not like to travel more than like 5 or 10 minutes away from my house. Meet at a gas station or a Burger King or something, because to get anywhere else is such a pain in the ass, and then you're relying on other people to get there, and it's like, ugh. But because of that, he now threw me 30 minutes off of my routine, and anybody that does thrift stores and stuff like that knows that you need to get there right at 9. And if you can't get there at 9, then you better be in there, before that 9, I'm going to say 10:30 window. So I was late getting to my thrift stores. So I get to the Goodwill that I usually go to, and I'm still kind of red hot on the chip about this. I'm still a little pissed. So a guy I talked to there, his name's Paul, real nice kid, tells me, he goes, "Oh, man, you were late today." And, of course, I roll my eyes. He goes, "Yeah, you just missed an N64 lot that walked out the door. It was the console, 2 controllers, the hookups. I didn't have the expansion pack, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and, like, a football game. It was all bundled together." And I said, "Oh, man. How much did they want? How much did you guys charge for that?" He goes, "Oh, $9.99. If that guy wasn't late, I would have been able to pick up an N64 for $10. You know what I mean? And anybody that buys and sells those things knows that what you can sell those for, and buying it for $10 is an absolute phenomenal price. So, all right. Yeah, still pissed. Anyway, all right. So this past week we met up with Gamer John, and we kind of traded some stuff. We really don't, I guess trade's too formal, because trade is like, I'm going to give you this item and you're going to give me that item, and we're just more informal. Like, hey, dude, I got a bag of stuff that I want to give you, and he's like, hey, dude, I got a bag of stuff that I need to give you. So anyway, we met up. The weather finally broke. I bought a copy of Glover for the N64 from him for $5. Unfortunately, I don't have that copy to show you because I already gave it to Paul, who, as I mentioned, works at Goodwill. He's a younger guy, and loves his N64. So again, like, we're best buddies. But I also bought a copy of Lego Racers for the Nintendo 64. Again, this is game 160. Using my notes down here, 165. So Lego Racers, happy to get that. And $5, that's a good price for that game. All right. So the rest of this stuff Gamer John gave me. It was a gift. I gave him, let's see, a copy of Kinect Adventures, a couple Dreamcast games that I'll never play, NFL 2K something, and Rainbow Six. And what else? Oh, that Shenmue manual that we picked up in a previous episode. He needed it to complete his game, so man, there's no better feeling than helping another gamer out. So, Gamer John, I hope you're enjoying that Shenmue 2 manual as much as one can enjoy a Shenmue 2 manual. All right, so the first thing that Gamer John gave me was I'm trying not to open this without spilling it, is a set of precision screwdrivers, a set of little screwdrivers. Those will come in handy, doing the game consoles and whatnot. And I always tend to lose those or like break them and bend them and stuff. So the more you can have of those, not bad. He also threw in 2 manuals of games that I want to get, and probably look to try and get these games at CorgsCon, which I'll talk about later, and I'll put the info down below. But first manual is for Mario Brothers, just Mario Brothers, no Duck Hunt there. And trying to figure out a place to put that. And the second manual was for Dragon Warrior. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a little crease right there, but other than that, it's not bad. I was looking through this manual. I loved it because the pictures are like all in color. So, and again, one of my gaming goals this year was to give RPGs another chance, turn-based RPGs. And I think Dragon Warrior is one of those games because everybody loves it, and I guess it's a classic. That'll be one that I hopefully can pick up for $5 or $6 and give that one a try. Yeah. So, all right. And the last thing that Gamer John gave me, and anybody that collects Nintendo knows that the dust covers for Nintendo games are a hot commodity, and they are basically invaluable. You can never have too many of them. My only issue now is, now that I have 6 more, I have to find the 6 most worthy games to put in the dust covers. So, all right, I kind of already talked about it. So again, thanks Gamer John, but moving on. I already talked about it. CorgsCon, the Columbus, Ohio Retro Gamers Society convention, is coming up May 16th. Saturday, May 16th at the Courtyard Marriott in Hilliard, Ohio. But I think it has a Columbus address. We're looking at 6,600 square feet. There's an early bird, special. You can get in for $10 and have first dibs on everything. And then the regular event opens at like 9 or 10 or something. All the information's down below. There's a link to their Facebook page and everything else. So just wanted to make sure I give those guys a plug. All right. The next thing we did was we went to Half Price Books. I always forget to go to Half Price Books. Then I saw that Jeff McKenzie picked up a couple really nice GameCube games at Half Price Books. So I decided, hey, I'll stop by Half Price Books. Picked up 2 things. Didn't spend a lot of money there. So for $2, picked up a DS game, picked up SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePantis. Now, if you remember from a previous episode, we were at a thrift store and we picked up those 3 DS cases for $1. One of those DS cases was SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePantis. So we put that bad boy in there like that. And we have spent a lot of effort and a lot of time to complete a $4 DS game. So SpongeBob is complete. Throw that over there. All right, second thing that we picked up at Half Price Books was $2.99. F-Zero GP Legend for the Game Boy Advance. I love the F-Zero series. I've loved it ever since, the Super Nintendo days. I thought that was like the coolest thing. And yeah, so I like to pick up F-Zero games whenever I can. So, and you guys know I like to pick up Game Boy are the DS cases that have the Game Boy Advance slot. So we went ahead, we already printed off a cover from thecoverproject.net. And while we're here, just throw that up there with the rest of them. So that was my half-price books. Only spent like $5, so definitely doable. Let's see what else we got on the docket here. Okay, so let's pick up with the thrift store finds. So picked up another N64 game, man. Don't laugh. Wheel of Fortune for the N64. That one was $3.99. I think I mentioned this one in a prior video. It actually had a $5.99 sticker on it. I don't know. It was a yellow one. I remember because it was on the side. But so yeah, it was, like I said, $3.99. Anyway, getting back on track. $3.99, and purple was half off day. So I picked this game up for $2, and this is going to be N64 game number 166. I should really get like a ticker or something and put it on the screen, but whatever. All right, found a new thrift store, resale store that I'd never seen before. It was kind of hidden in a strip mall. But picked up a GameCube game, Over the Hedge, for $1.99. It's complete. Now, this probably isn't going to get a lot of playtime, but it is a complete GameCube game. Black Label, of course. That's how I do it. Black Label games only. Just kidding. But for $1.99, a complete GameCube game. You know, I love collecting for the GameCube, especially complete games or whatever. But yeah, so it's cool to have that. And then at that same thrift store that we picked up Wheel of Fortune, we got Pitfall, The Lost Expedition for $2.99. So yeah, that one is complete as well. Again, complete GameCube games. All right, so let's see. Picked up a silver GameCube controller. Now this one does have a bad, like the rubber piece is off of the analog stick, but you can order those off of eBay, which I'll probably do. Get them cheap and fix it. This controller does work. It was $4, if you can see, $4, and then there's a B below it. It was Blue Day at the thrift store, at this particular thrift store. So anything that's under $5 that is a blue tag is automatically 50 cents. So, you know, blue, it's typically blue is half off, but if the item is a blue tag and it's under $5, then you get it for 50 cents. I don't know if I explained that properly. So got a silver GameCube controller with the missing rubber piece on the analog for 50 cents. Never going to pass that up because you know how I feel about GameCube controllers. All right. Went to a different thrift store, but it was the same kind. They're all all Goodwills. These are all Ohio thrift stores. And for $4.99 a piece, picked up an Xbox controller. I don't know if this is coming through properly, but it's got like a dark green cord, and it's got the extension cable. So yeah, so for $5, picked up the S controller. This is, yeah, this is the X controller, or the S controller. And then, of course, because I didn't have it, the D controller. And again, that was $4.99. And again, I don't know why it's got this green. It's a black controller, but it's got this green cord, and it's got the extender piece. Now, if you're not familiar or savvy with these original Xbox controllers, the D controller came out first, and this thing is huge. As you can see, it's bigger than my head. There's no camera trick going on there. And then they came out with the S controller. So here's kind of a side-by-side. You can kind of see how much bigger this one is. It's even bigger than a Dreamcast controller. I'll have to clean that up later. All right, yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. I don't have a D controller for the Xbox. Again, both of these controllers also work. So, amazing. $5 for controllers. You know, I'm not going to pass that up. Okay, so we did hit a couple of retail stores, and the first thing that we got, we went to VGMX, which is the Video Game Music Exchange. It's on like Schrock Road by Cleveland Avenue, if anybody's watching that knows what that is. So for $2.99, we picked up N64 game 167, Brunswick Pro Circuit Bowling. Yeah, okay. Hey, you know, I don't really even know what to say. It's Brunswick Pro Circuit Bowling for the N64. I think Wii Sports is now the definitive go-to bowling game. All right, we hit up buybacks, which is where I got Mega Man X Legend and Mega Man X Collection from. And for $1.99, the tag's fallen off. Picked up a Game Boy Advance game, Thunderbirds. It's kind of a top-down view, and you kind of complete these fetch quests where you collect this card to open this door and put this box over that pressure plate to open another door, and eventually you get to a shoot 'em up type stage, like a top-down kind of shoot 'em up stage. So yeah, that's Thunderbirds for the Game Boy Advance. Whoopie-doo. Okay. All right. I caught buyback slipping a little bit. I don't know if you want to consider it slipping. I consider that they slipped just a little bit, considering that this game that I'm about to show you is like a $20, $25 game. I got for $11.99 Final Fantasy Chronicles, Final Fantasy IV, and Chrono Trigger. And this thing, guys, is in immaculate condition. It's got the manual. There's the Final Fantasy IV disc, I believe. Yep, Final Fantasy IV disc. There's the manual. And then on the back end, of course, is the Chrono Trigger disc. So, again, one of my goals this year, I said, with Dragon Warrior is to give RPGs, turn-based RPGs, a second chance. And, you know, Chrono Trigger is one of those games that always gets a lot of props. And I'm not going to be able to afford the Super Nintendo cartridge because it's like $100. So, you know, we'll hook up the old PlayStation and we'll play that. So, all right, guys, I'm going to clean this mess up real quick. And then I will come back with our mystery box and we will do our unboxing. So, stay right there. All right, guys, we are back. Had to move the camera back a little bit. All right, hope that works. All right, so I go to the thrift store, and this is a thrift store. It's a little bit further away. It's about another 15, 20-minute drive. I know some of you guys that drive like 40 minutes or like a 20-minute drive. Hell yeah, I'd take that every day, but it's down like a main road, and there's a lot of lights and a lot of traffic. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to get to. I've literally never bought anything at this thrift store. Not one time. And I've probably been going there probably 3 months, 3 or 4 months. And yeah, I just never bought anything. Everything is like in crappy condition. It's one of those like real dirty, gross flea markets. But last time I was there, they had 3 kind of Super Nintendo games. They were all like sports games. And they were $3.93. And yeah, it was like 75% off day. So they would have been $1 a piece. And I like passed on them. But I thought, you know, I'll go back, see if they have any more games. You know, because these things tend to kind of go in lumps, right? Like, you know, great finds, and then nothing for a month. And then, you know, the peaks and valleys, man, whatever. So I go to this thrift store, and I'm looking in the case, and they had some Game Boy Advance games. Nothing too spectacular. They did have a Crash Bandicoot and Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Those are like the only 2 notable. And they were $5. But, okay, so we all know how this goes, right? There's that glass counter, and then there's like 4 feet, and then there's shelves behind it. So I'm looking up and down the shelves, and I see a zapper, an NES zapper gun. And they want like $5.99 for it or something dumb. And it's kind of like way over on the left-hand side. So I'm going down the road, and I see this box, and there's a piano on top of it, like a, you know, like a keyboard. So I asked the lady, I said, hey, you know, what's in that box down there? You know, it could be anything. I was hoping that it was, you know, the Nintendo that goes with that zapper. But it wasn't. So it could have been anything, right? It could have been, you know, anything. But anything that they sell in the store would have already been put out on the shelves, right? So it can't be clothes because the clothes would be out there. It can't be CDs and DVDs because the CDs and DVDs would be out there. Couldn't be kids' toys because the kids' toys were... It's behind the counter, I'm thinking, for a reason. You know, maybe it's something they haven't put out yet. So anyway, so I said, hey, can I see that box? And she, you know, pulls it out. And I was kind of hoping it was Pampers baby dry diapers. And I see the price tag was $28.99 and orange tag. Now they do their tags real weird. It's like it's regular price, and then they've got 6 different colors. It's like blue, purple, red, orange, yellow, and green, and they all kind of rotate. And it's either 75% off, 50% off, or regular price. Okay, and then each week, you know, whatever was 50% off now is 75% off, and then a new color is 50% off, and they just rotate it that way. So I see this box, and I say, hey, can I check out what's in that box? And she goes, yeah, sure. So I open it up. And I see, with my beautiful blue eyes, a Nintendo GameCube, controllers, the whole shebang. So let's take a look at the mystery box. All right. First thing, they have these 2 Indigo controllers. They're still like brand new in the wrapper. Now these are like third-party new controllers, which I like to have original Nintendo stuff, but the advantage to buying some of these new retro type controllers, I guess, is that the sticks are in perfect condition because they've never been used. So yeah, so the first thing we got out of the box was 2 Indigo GameCube controllers. Again, these are the reproduction ones. They're not actual Nintendo ones. I would flip my shit. There was 1 black Nintendo GameCube controller in that box, which is awesome. That thing works. Everything works. I already tested it. The first party controllers, or the first party hookups, black GameCube console with a Wii 16 megabyte memory card. Now this thing is very, very clean. It's also a first generation GameCube. It's got the digital audio thing on there. I know I say it like every time. It's got all 3 of the covers. And what do we do when we find GameCubes, boys and girls? When we find a GameCube in the wild, what do? We open it! And inside this one was a loose copy of Shark Tale, which I'll bundle with the GameCube. But yeah, so I asked her, it's in this box and it's sitting there. And I said, well, let me ask you this. When are the orange tags going to go 50% off? And she goes, oh, well, that thing's been sitting there for 3 weeks, so like another 4 weeks. And I went, what? This box has been sitting here for 3 weeks? Now, granted, it was closed, and there was a piano on top, and of course, it was down on the bottom, you know, shelf. So I can't believe that sat there for 3 weeks, and nobody was like, hey, what's inside that box? Amazing. So I'm looking at it, and she's like, well, and I'm like, $28.99. I don't know. I mean, I definitely want it, but I don't want it to sit here, you know, for another 3 or 4 weeks because somebody's going to buy it. So I batted the eyes, gave her the sad face, and she said, hey, well, I could do $19.99 on it. And I went, God bless you, ma'am. You're super. So I bought that entire box of GameCube stuff for $19.99. The gaming gods were surely smiling on us this week. Crazy. I still can't believe that sat there for 3 weeks and nobody was like, oh, hey, let me check that out. Crazy. I don't know if it was in that box and maybe people at the store forgot it was there and didn't put it out. Maybe that happened too. Hell, I don't know. All right, guys, that is going to conclude the pickups for this week. The last thing that we always do is we give shout outs to our new subscribers between now and last time. It's actually St. Patrick's Day today. So, like I said, by the time you're watching this, it's probably like 3 or 4 weeks past St. Patrick's Day. But, okay. So the first new subscriber is the Real Wizard. Has a gaming channel. Does pickup videos. Did kind of an interesting video on amiibos. If that's your sort of thing. If that's your bag, baby. I don't really like amiibos. I don't need them. Like, they have no practical use for me. But I do like the sculpts. And I'll probably end up picking up a Mega Man if I can find one somewhere. So check out the Real Wizards channel. Like I said, I'll put the links down in the description. Game Hunters Are Us. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, buddy. And they do pickup videos. He does like collection videos, which I think I want to do, like start doing like a collection video and stuff like that. But he does collection videos, and then he's got like Nintendo Power stuff going on over there, which is kind of neat because I don't see a lot of Nintendo Powers here. I'd never had Nintendo Powers as a kid, so being able to relive, through those Nintendo Power issues is kind of neat. All right, the last subscriber, my Midwest brethren, Robo Grunt. Check out Robo Grunt's channel. He does pickup videos, and he also had a similar Craigslist fiasco whenever ago. But they had to drive I think 30 minutes. Each of them drove like 30 minutes to the spot, and he got there and was waiting and called the guy, and he's like, hey, I haven't even left the house yet. I don't know what's going on, but definitely check out Robo Grunt's channel. He does pickups, video game pickups. He does music, like CDs. He's like really into music. And what else is he? Oh, board games. And in his intro, I just caught this, man. I've been watching his show for like 3 months now, but I just caught this. He has a Fireball Island in the background of one of his pictures, man. I'm jealous. So, all right, guys. Hey, everybody, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, I can't find anything better than happy gaming. So have a good time. Have a good time playing video games.